It's one thing to have people or someone who is ready to have conversations with you, and it's another thing to be an entirely boring person that sucks at having a conversation with. In this video, I want to share with you some phrases to use in a conversation. For me, these expressions are definite signs that a person is a great conversationalist that makes people feel valued and understood when they are having conversations. Before we get right into it, if you're new to this channel, my name is Abah. You can call me King Kali. Welcome to my official YouTube channel. Do well to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and then turn on the bell notification so you're notified first whenever I drop new content. Without further ado, let's have these phrases that shows you are a good conversationalist. These phrases are one that if you've not been using before now, you should start considering to use them when having conversations with people, as this is going to give them a sense of belonging and it's going to make them feel valued and important when you're having conversations with them. Do ensure to watch this video to the end, as I have a bonus for you. Number one of these phrases is tell me more about it. What separates a great conversationalist from the rest is the ability to show genuine interest. This phrase and other open-ended questions or statements shows exactly that you have genuine interest in the conversations. Instead of always dominating the chat or merely waiting for their turn to speak, they show honest curiosity about what someone is saying. This phrase expresses wonders in that when you tell someone, tell me more about it, you're simply telling them that you're all ears. This kind of attention is rare and people will definitely value it when they get it. Everybody wants to be listened to. Imagine you're the one that brings a conversation to someone and they say, tell me more about it. You feel like somebody is really listening to you. At this point, you will let down all guards, be free, and express whatever you want to express to that person. Because let's face it, most people love to talk about themselves. We humans are by default selfish. So when we see somebody who is ready to pay attention to what we're ready to say, we feel welcomed, we feel relaxed, and we feel valued. So the next time you're having a conversation with somebody, consider using that phrase, tell me more about it. As harmless as that, it's going to have a great impact on your conversation. Number two, what is your take on this? This is another phrase that shows you value other people's opinion. For me, I found out that this question can steer a conversation to a more meaningful and thought-provoking discussion. This way, you can keep everyone or the person you're conversing with involved and interested in the conversation. This conversation can evolve into a lot more insightful thoughts, as you will be demanding to know the person's opinion. That way, the person is feeling valued and like they have a say on what you're bringing onto the table to discuss. And when you're having conversations with more than 2 or 3 persons, everyone feels somehow involved, even somebody that is sitting on the edge and hears, what's your thought about this? Or what's your take about this? From an angle, you're hearing somebody chipping in their opinions. So if before now you've not been using this phrase, try consider using it when you're having a conversation. What is your take on this? The third phrase we're going to be looking at is, that is a great point. Now, once you've asked somebody to share their thoughts and you follow it up with, that is a great point, whether whatever that person says makes sense or not, the person is going to feel involved. The person is going to feel some level of relevance and they're going to feel appreciated other than dejected when you say, that is a great point. Great conversationalists always take time to acknowledge other people's perspective. Saying something as little as that is a great point makes someone feel like their perspective are welcome. And that being done, they will still want to be involved in the conversation. They will be ready to talk. They will be ready to share what they feel is relevant to the discussion on ground. It shows respect and makes people feel heard. Now, put yourself in the picture. You said something and somebody tells you, wow, that's a great point. You will feel loved and you will feel your thoughts are worth something. Even when before you shared that thought, you were having second guesses that, would this make sense? If you eventually say that and somebody follows up with, that is a great point, you'll feel some type of value, you feel some type of acceptance, and that in a way can build your confidence as well. I myself, I love using this phrase a lot because I love to see how people are encouraged and happy to share even more thoughts and ideas that ends up sparking the conversation into something fascinating that I may have missed out on if I hadn't done that. So consider using this phrase each time you're having conversations with people. That's a great point. Whether you feel it's a great point or it's not a great point, try to use it. Before you use the conjunction but and then go to say whatever you feel that may be a contrast to whatever that thought is. Like, but how do you see this way? Number 4, before we get to the third point, if you're watching this video and you're enjoying what you're seeing, kindly like the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed, and then turn on the bell notification so that you get notified whenever I drop videos like this. Number 4 phrase on the list is, I never thought about it that way before. This one is a real gem. It has always helped me put people at ease when I'm having conversations with people. Another trait of a great conversationalist is having this humility. They know that they don't know everything and are not shy to admit it. Saying something like, I've never thought about it this way, shows that you've been ignorant to the knowledge expressed in the thoughts. It shows humility and openness. This gives a breath of fresh air in a conversation where people often try to appear more knowledgeable than they actually are. You now admitting never to have thought about something that way before, or never to have known something that way before, is a tension in the environment where this conversation is holding. It makes you approachable and relatable. The person you're having the conversation with is more ready to open up and share more thoughts they have, and so the conversation becomes more authentic. The 5th phrase on this is, that reminds me of a story. Now this phrase does 2 things in a conversation. Number 1 is that it's smoothing out transition in a conversation, and 2, it allows you to offer a little bit of yourself. And when you share something personal, this magical thing happens where you create a bond with the person you're having a conversation with. People somehow like vulnerability, so they find it easier to let down their guards when they see somebody who is willing to be vulnerable as well. So next time when you're having a conversation with somebody, try to relate the conversation with something that has happened in your personal life or something that has happened before that you're aware of, with the phrase, that reminds me of a story, and then you share your story. Now, final one, the bonus I promised earlier. It makes it the 6th phrase. That is, are you for real or are you being serious right now? You say it with excitement. This phrase shows curiosity, it shows anxiety, it shows amusement. It makes the person who you're having a conversation with feel like their story is one of a kind. It also makes them open up a little bit and tell you more things they feel are going to be interesting. So if you've not been using all of these phrases, you should start introducing them to your conversations when next you're having a conversation with someone, and then trust that you're going to have a great conversation. With this, I've come to the end of this video. I'll make a sequel to this video in time to come, but for now, click on this video YouTube is suggesting for you to watch, and I'll see you in the next